let's jump right into this. Let's see how we go. So today we're going to be working out how to find the surface area of a triangular prism. Okay. Now, lots of you will have very specific formulas as to how we find this. We're just going to talk about where that formula comes from quickly, and then we're going to jump into a whole bunch of examples and see how we can go. Okay. So to start, I'm just going to label a couple of things on my triangle. I'm just going to create my little perpendicular heights. I'm going to call this my base. I'm going to call that A. I'm going to call that C. And I'm going to call that big capital H. All right. So if I was working out this surface area, I've got this triangle over here, and there are two of them. Okay, because there's the one at the front and then there's the one at the back. So if I was working out the area of those two triangles, so I'm just going to sort of do this in stages, okay? And then you're going to see where this formula comes from. The area of those two triangles would be half base times height, okay? And there are two of them. So we would multiply that by 2. Those are my two triangles. Then we've got this rectangle that's chilling over here. We've got this rectangle that's chilling over here. And we've got one last rectangle, which is chilling at the bottom. Okay. So if I want the area for that green rectangle, that's going to be A times H. If I wanted the blue rectangle that's at the bottom, that would be B times H. And if I wanted this yellow rectangle that's sort of on the top right, that would be C times H. Okay. Now we're going to get our grade 9 brains on here. If we look at these three terms over here, so AH, BH, and CH, if I asked you to factorize that, just that, what would that factorize down to? How could we factorize those three terms? Yes, Tiana, how can we factorize those three terms?
Ma'am, I think we should find the HCA first, which
Good.
will be H.
That will be H, okay? So if we take H out, what would I be left with in brackets?
And then it will be A plus B plus C.
Perfect. Okay, great. So that's the first part, okay? Then we look over here. We've got 2 times a half. What does 2 times a half give us? If we say 2 times a half, what is the answer? So if I have 2 halves, what is that? It's 1, okay? And 1 times anything is just 1. So that 2 and that half, they actually cancel each other out. So we can actually just write base times height. And that is how our surface area formula for a triangular prism is formed. So the top way is just like looking at all of our different parts and adding them together. And then the bottom way is just it's simplified. So the 2 times the half just becomes 1. So they're canceling each other out. And then the second part over here, we factorized and took out the highest common factor of H. And so lots of you will see this formula in your books or in your notes or wherever you've been given these things to learn from, and be like, where on earth is all of this coming from? But it's actually just coming from a simplified version of working on each side. Fatu, how can I help?
Ma'am, I don't understand AH plus BH plus CH.
So those are each working out each of the rectangles. So that AH would be working out this rectangle over here. This BH, because we're working out the areas of each of them. That BH would be working out this bottom rectangle. And the CH would be working out this yellow rectangle that's chilling on the top.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So we've got the 2 triangles and then the 3 rectangles.
Okay.
Okay. Tiana.
Ma'am, I don't understand the canceling out part. Is it like canceling out the 2's and then 1 times what?
So the thing is, so 2 times a half is just equal to 1. And so that would be the same as saying 1 times base times height. But 1 times base times height is just base times height.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Does that make sense? Because like if you had 1 times 5, that's the same as just writing 5. So it's same. Okay, so this is where our formula comes from for finding the surface area of a triangular prism. Please feel free to take a screenshot here. If there's anything on the screen that you don't understand, please ask. Either pop it in the chat for me or pop your hand up for me. We can talk through it. And then we're going to do some examples today and see how we go. Okay, we're all happy. Great. Let's jump into some questions then.
We are moving at the speed of light. Let's go,
We
my
are
pips.
moving.
You're doing well.
It's okay, Lesego, don't panic. Okay, so here we have got a triangular prism. Yes, Burlington, how can I help?
Can I answer?
No, sweetheart, I'm going to go through this one. But also remember what we spoke about last week? Only put your hand up to answer once you've figured out the whole thing and you're happy with your answer. Okay. Okay, so for this one, this is our first one. So I'm going to go through this one step by step with you and just show you how it's all worked out. And then I'm going to give you the next one to try by yourselves. Okay. When we're working through our surface area formula, let's just quickly write it out over here. Sorry, sometimes this pen doesn't like working for some reason. Here we go. Okay, so our surface area formula, we're going to say base times height. That's our triangle base and height, plus our big capital H. And then these are all the sides of the triangle. Okay, so let's have a look what that means. The base and height of my triangle, that's looking at this triangle over here. So that would be my perpendicular height, and my base would be 7. This will be my perpendicular height, and that will be my base. So we're going to say 7 times 3 plus. For our big height of our shape, that's this dude. Okay, so it's the length of the shape. Tumela, our class always starts at 6 till 7. So the big height of the shape is 12. And then in brackets, we're going to write our 3 sides of the triangle. So the first one we've got is this side over here is 7 centimeters. And these 3 lines are telling us that those 2 sides are the same length as each other. So that means that this side is also 7 centimeters. Okay, so we're going to say, cool, that means our 3 sides of our triangle are 3.5 plus 7 plus 7. Close that bracket off. And then the fun thing is we can just chuck this straight into our calculator exactly like that. So 7 times 3 plus 12, open brackets, 3.5 plus 7, close off that bracket, and we get the answer of 231 centimeters squared. And that's all we have to do. So Tumelo, the foundation class starts at 5 and the standing class starts at 6. Yes, Burlington, how can I help?
Ma'am, so like the, what do you call it? This one here, which you just highlighted with like a blue colored, which is that the perpendicular height or the?
So it's not that, so our perpendicular height, that's when we're looking in our triangle, that would be the 3. So this 3 is perpendicular to the 7. So that's my perpendicular height, and then that 7 would be my base. This 12 over here would be our big height. So we're going to use a capital H of the whole shape.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. Fatu, how can I help?
Garage. Ma'am, I wanted to ask, why did you only write 3.5 plus 7 plus 7? Is it because like the length of the other sides are like the same or what?
As in, why are there 2 7s?
No, like, ma'am. Ish, ma'am, I don't know how to explain it. Ma'am, it's fine, never mind.
No, don't panic. I want you to understand. So when we're working with this formula in the brackets, it's only ever going to be the 3 sides of our triangle.
Okay, ma'am.
So in here, it's just those three sides of our triangle.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Tato, how can I help?
Afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon.
Can you please perhaps explain on why I didn't say a half times space times at the beginning?
Okay, so the reason I didn't say a half time space time type is because there's two triangles. We've got this triangle over here, and then we've got this back triangle over here. So over here, let's just write this half base times height. At 2, and that half, these guys, they cancel each other out. And they just become 1.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Am I lagging, guys?
Yeah, a little bit. But we can still hear you, Jan. You can continue. It's just
Cool.
some glitches, but not always. It just happened 5 seconds ago.
Okay. If it becomes a problem, just let me know. Okay.
Yes, if we can't totally hear you, then I'll definitely let you know if it goes longer.
Okay, cool. Tiana, how can I help?
Ma'am, so like the H name, what if we like said a H in it plus like how it was in the beginning?
Mhm.
Would it be like
Absolutely. You can always write it out the longer way.
okay, thank you, ma'am.
No problem. Okay, let's try another one. So you should recognize these pictures. We used them on Tuesday to find the volume, but now we're finding our surface area. So for this one, you are first going to have to find something using something, and then you're going to find your surface area. So work
I
out
was
those two
already
things.
hint.
Yeah,
Sorry.
big hints. Big hints. Find your two things, and when you are happy with your answer, let me know. Our answer is always going to be squared, but generally our number would be a whole number or a decimal number. But the units will be squared. Let's see how you guys go. Just take it one step at a time. If there are things that are confusing you along the way, pop them in the chat, or send a direct message to Yolanda or to I, and we will help you.
Definitely here.
And Nam, how can I help?
No, ma'am. Would the other part of this triangular prism also be 25 meters? The one opposite here.
No, the yellow one that I've highlighted.
No, the other one, ma'am. You see where the 25 meters is? The other one on the right.
So if this is 25, then that would be 25.
Would it, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited. Patty's coming in strong with an answer. Let's see if people agree or disagree. Kuplano is agreeing. I would agree with that. The yellow is definitely 15. I like that since the start. Okay, I'm going to give you 1 more minute. And then we'll see. Tiana, is this a question or are you wanting to answer?
Ma'am, can I help you the answer?
Yes, I'm going to unmute you in 1 minute. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Pythagoras. Our last class was very worried about misspelling Pythagoras, but you will not lose a mark if you misspell Pythagoras. Please don't worry. Oh, Tiana, no. Okay. You sure? Oh, we're getting some very different answers popping in now. Okay, Burlington, talk us through how we would start this question.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
I'd like to say, since we'll be using Pythagoras, I'd like
Okay.
to say 23 squared plus 20 squared. No, sorry. So like for labeling the other side, I used AB. For labeling the other side, I used AB.
Cool. I'm just going to call
So
it X, but I like that.
yes, yeah. So we'll say AB equals to 23 squared plus 20 squared.
Where's your 23 coming from?
Oh, 25.
Yeah. Okay, but also it's not going to be pluses over there because we're looking at our hypotenuse. So for this part over here, you're definitely right that we're going to be using Pythagoras. But remember with Pythagoras, I'm just going to write it up here for anyone who feels uncertain with your Pythagoras rule. Okay, whenever we're dealing with Pythagoras, so Pythagoras, first of all, it has to be right angle triangle, which is good because that's what we have. And then it's going to be our two sides. So the two sides that are on either side of our right angle triangle, we're going to add those together. So a squared plus b squared, that needs to equal our hypotenuse squared. Okay, so C is called our hypotenuse, and the hypotenuse is the longest side of a right angle triangle. Okay, so if we're writing this out, we're going to say x squared plus 20 squared is equal to 25 squared, and our reason for that is Pythagoras. Okay, you do need to write the whole word Pythagoras. You can't just write Pythag. You can't just write Pyth. You need to write Pythagoras. Okay. So we're going to get x squared plus 400 is equal to 625. I'm going to move that 400 over. So x squared is equal to 625 minus 400. X squared is equal to 225. We're going to square root both sides and we will see that x is equal to 15. Okay. Now, if you are feeling confident in Pythagoras, you are welcome to write it out using your first line where you're dealing with a square root sign. So you also could start this by saying x is equal to the square root of 25 squared minus 20 squared. If you feel confident with that, that's fine. And then pop that into your calculator exactly like that, and you will get your 15. Okay, so now we know that x is 15. Cool. Then all we have to do is pop that into our formula. So surface area is equal to our base times our height. Remember that base and height is of our triangle. Okay, plus the big height of our shape with all of our sides of our triangle added together. So our base here is going to be 20. We're going to times that by 15. Our big height of our shape is 32. And then we're going to add all our sides together. So 20 plus 15 plus 32. We're going to pop that all into our calculator and we should get the answer of 2220 millimeters squared. If you did not get that answer and you don't understand where you went wrong, or you don't know what's going on the screen right now, put your hand up and ask. That is what we are here for. Okay. Lenomta, how can I help?
Hi, ma'am. I struggle to find the base and the height of the shape, ma'am. So how do you determine that?
So the base and the height of our triangle, they have to be perpendicular to each other. So look for this 90-degree sign, and wherever that 90-degree sign is, that's telling you what your base and height will be.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Yes, Tiana, how can I help?
Ma'am, I got everything right. It's just the 32, it like in the brackets, like the C. Where is it come from? Is it part of the triangle or?
Oh, no, that shouldn't be a 32 in there. I'm just losing my mind. That should be 25.
Also, my 25 was right.
Yeah, sorry, guys. Thank you, Tiana. So actually, your whole question was right. So why did you pull out of giving me my answer? Sneaky little ninja. Cool. Cool. Okay, take a screenshot if you would like one. And then we're going to jump into our brain break for today. And then we're going to jump into some spicy questions. For those of you who are worried about my wife's calculator, I have found it. It's alive. I just momentarily lost it, but it's been found. Okay, let's go down to Brian. Good old Brian. Billie Eilish. I think she's quite a lot younger than me. So I'm going to take it as a compliment, even though I'm not sure it is. Okay, Brian, for our brain break, he has brought you 3 little treats today. They are all dingbats. Okay, so there's no maths today. It's all dingbats. You've just got to think in a slightly different way. So think about it as in like what phrase or sentence like you're trying to get from it. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so I think some of them you'll be able to get quite quickly, and the one I think you might struggle with a little bit, but let's see. Might land up being who can type the fastest, so we'll see. Okay. All right, let's go. First one. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? What is this phrase? Pop it in the chat for me if you've got it. No, search box, the square, search and destroy. No. No. Getting closer. Getting closer, but no. Search engine. No. Anna, I'm going to give it to you. It didn't need the ing, but that is very, very close. I'm going to give it to Anna. This one was literally search high and low. As in search is high and is low. So you search high and low. Yandela, I know you're going to miss these dingbats. I know you're going to miss them after December 1st when you don't have these dingbats in your life anymore. You're going to be feeling sad. I know. You're going to dream about them. And I'm going to be like, shame, shame. You've never heard anyone say this phrase? Oh my goodness, my mom used to say this to me all the time when I lost things in my bedroom. Tiana, I think Miss Whitehorn or Miss Sam, I don't know what her classes call her. I think that she gives dingbats sometimes. Oh, Christabel, it's okay. Brian is sneaky. Brian's a sneaky sneak. All right, let's go for number 2. Let's see who can get number 2. Close, Yandela. Tato also close, but no. Tebogo, you're on the right track. Klotwano also on the right track. Marula, yes, Lenomta, look at you go. And then Fati right behind you. Well done, well done. Deadpool. This was indeed left-handed, left-handed, because it is handed going to the left. Left-handed. Oh, sorry. And you didn't see it. Lenomta, well done. You got that super, super quickly. Yeah, so Marilla, I also actually, so there were people who said handed back in the last class, and I do also feel like I would give you that mark if you said handed back, because I think that's fair, but this one was left-handed. All right, last one for today, and then we get into the spicy questions. Nothing, no, no, no. No, no. Mm-mm. 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 Yes, Anna, well done. Well done, Anna. Nice job. Unfinished business. Because there's an S missing. So it's unfinished. It's an unfinished business. Nice job, Anna. Well done. Sure, you guys did well today. That was great. Sorry, Tiana. You're gonna kidnap Brian. I will never let you kidnap Brian. Brian is safe in my home. Okay, nice job, guys. Let's jump into some of the spicier questions. We'll see what we can get through today. I think I actually want to start us with this one. So now this was one that we actually spoke about on Tuesday, and we spoke about the quickest way to go about it. But now for this question, we have to actually do something first. We can't just jump to the quickest way of working this one out. So I want you to take some time and think about what you're going to do. I'm going to highlight a couple of things here to help you. So, well, and I'll talk to you through, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm going to talk you through it a little bit. Okay. In that yellow triangle, this would be my perpendicular height, and that would be my base. Okay. Now they're saying to us in this story, it says the area of the base of the triangular prism below is 36 centimeters squared. So they're telling you that that yellow part that I've highlighted in my prism is 36 centimeters squared. Okay, now we need, in order for us to work out the surface area of this shape, we do need to know that base. So when we did the volume last week, we didn't need to know that base, but now we do need to know that base. So I want you to think about how you can work backwards by using your formula for the area of a triangle, which I'll write out over here. So your area of a triangle is equal to half base times height. I want you to think about how you can use that formula and work your way backwards to find this base that we don't have right now. And once you have found that base, then I want you to work out the surface area of this shape. Okay. Now for this, you could use Pythagoras, but that would be a really long way to go about this. So I don't recommend you use Pythagoras. I recommend you use this area formula and you work your way backwards. Let's see who can figure out the space. Yeah, Tebogo, you can absolutely say it. We worked it out on Tuesday, I think. I don't know if we landed up actually working out the base or if we only did the fast way, but you can definitely say it. Okay. I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong. Let's see how this goes. So our first goal is to find that base. Second goal is to find our surface area. And then we'll jump to our next question. And then on Tuesday, we're going to start with some algebra. Okay, we all seem happy with the base equaling 12. So either everyone is right or everyone is wrong. We'll have to see. I see your hand, Tiana. Are you going to like leave me again? Are you gonna just sneak your way out of this question? I'm scared. Oh, you have a question. Okay, I'll unmute you then. How can I help?
Ma'am.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, see the triangle, the yellow one.
Yeah.
So, I'm asking them, my perpendicular height, if it's
Yeah.
6 on this side, mustn't it also be 6 on that side?
Yeah, absolutely. It would be.
Then it can be 12, the base can be 12, isn't it?
Yeah,
Makes perfect sense. Thank you, ma'am.
no problem. I'm not gonna do the whole thing just yet. I'm gonna do this sort of as a step-by-step thing. So if I was just working out my base, okay, I'd use the area that they've given me, which is 36, and that's equal to a half times base times height. So I'm just gonna write my 6 in there times, and I'm just gonna write the word base so that you don't think my B is a 6. Okay, so 36 is equal to a half times 6, which is 3 times my base. And then I'm going to divide both of those sides by 3. And so my base is equal to 12. Okay, so now I know that this is 12 centimeters, and I know that my perpendicular height is 6. So you're definitely looking at like at least 2 marks over here for getting that 12 centimeters. If you got that 12 centimeters, give yourselves 2 marks along. Just going to give you 1 more minute to finish off this question, and then I'll do the last little bit of finding our surface area underneath it. And then we'll jump onto our next question. Yes, Fatu, how can I help?
Ma'am, what are we doing? Are we calculating the surface area?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Sure, we're getting some very different answers popping up here. Yes, Tiana.
Ma'am, I think I'm ready to help you.
Fantastic. Talk me through what to do.
But we're looking at the surface area there.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna write our formula, which is surface area, and then B times H, and then the big H, and in brackets A plus B plus C.
Cool.
And then our surface area equals 12 times 6, which are perpendicular height, and then
Good.
our base. And then plus 19
Good.
plus 19. In brackets will be 12 plus 8 plus 11.
Good.
And then our whole thing will be 661 centimeters squared.
Beautiful. Nice job, Tiana.
Yeah, nailing this. I mean, like everyone, just
Nice work. Really, really good. Okay, so just be careful. Yes, my base and my height, they have to be the perpendicular ones. Okay, so that's why that's the 12 times the 6. And then our big height of our whole shape, remember that's this length over here. That's that 19. And then these guys over here, those are my 3 sides of my triangle. So 8, 12, and 11. Okay, so give yourselves another, let's say 2 marks over here. And let me know where we are sitting at. Are we sitting at 0 out of 4, 2 out of 4, 4 out of 4? Let me know. And remember, you can send it as a direct message if you feel embarrassed. Good. That's okay. Good, good, good. Nice work, Burlington. Nice work, Jasmine. Nice work, Teboho. Good. So those of you who didn't get 4 out of 4, hopefully you can see where you went wrong. And if you can't, pop your hand up. I'm happy to help. You can talk through where you went wrong, but hopefully you'll be able to see it. Yes, Jasmine, how can I help?
I went way off with this because like the only thing I understood was the formula part, but I get confused with the numbers where to put them.
Okay, so when you're looking, try and break it up into different sections. Okay, this base times height, that's always going to be of your triangle. So look at your triangle and look for the 2 that are perpendicular to each other. Okay, so that's always going to be that base and that height. Then this one, so that's my triangle. This big H, that's always going to be the height of the shape. Okay. And then these dudes over here, this A plus B plus C, that's always going to be the 3 sides of the triangle. So think about it in like those 3 sections.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
No problem. Today's class is so long. I feel like today's class is flying. We only have like 10 minutes left. I don't know what's going on, Fatih.
by so fast
Yeah.
that I was even trying to answer some questions directly, but I mean, I'm like, nuts.
Yeah. My goodness. Okay. Okay, here we go. You know I like my spicy questions, guys. You know I like them. Okay, the surface area of the triangular prism below is 339 centimeters squared. So they have told you what the surface area is. Determine the value of x. I'm just going to read that one more time. The surface area of the triangular prism below is 339 centimeters squared. Determine the value of x. Well, it wouldn't be a lesson with me if I didn't give you at least one spicy question. My advice, as always, is write out the formula, fill in what you know, and then solve it like an equation. There is a reason we spend so long teaching equations in grade 9. And it's because equations are the foundation of everything. Oh, I'm glad. Okay, well, now you'll be able to see how to do it properly. This is good.
Yeah, maybe this week giving it to Verilla to answer for the whole class.
Maybe this will pop up in some of your exams and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I know how to do this. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple more minutes, 2 minutes to be precise. And then I'm going to go through this one with you. And if you have side questions, just send us a direct message and we'll answer you as best we can. Maybe Fatu should be answering this one for us because she's so bored because the time is taking so long. So maybe she should answer. Do you agree with that, Yolanda? I feel like she should answer.
Definitely. No, I
Yeah.
agree.
I agree too.
Please do answer. We're waiting.
Fatu, we're very excited for your answer.
Yeah.
We're all very excited. The whole class is very
Is
excited.
excited. Yeah.
Very
We're waiting
excited.
on you, Fatu.
Yeah.
Just need to raise your hand when you're ready.
Whenever you're ready, you take your time. Pop that hand
There
up.
we go. You
Oh
see,
gosh,
us
ready,
taking
ready.
your time so fast even.
So fast. Fatu, you ready? You ready with your answer?
No, ma'am. I'm like stuck on like the third step. Like
No,
second step, ma'am.
you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Ma'am. I'm like lost.
You'll definitely be
Ma'am,
fine.
can I tell you
And
like what I did so far?
Yeah, I've let me I'm just going to mute you for a second, but just keep that hand there. If you are needing more time with this question, can you just let me know? Just send me a direct message if you're needing a little bit more time. If you don't need to send me any message. But if you do need a little bit of extra time, if you can just let me know so that I don't do anything. Otherwise, I'm going to ask Fatu to start going through this with us.
I'm not sure if Tiana has a question or...
Yeah, Tiana, is this a question?
Ma'am, it's a question. So
Yeah.
like my question is if you're solving your x and then there's a square, there must be now, and it's already x, so it's gonna be squared. Like I'm not sure. Must we repeat the squared already?
No, don't square.
Use the square.
No.
Actually, like with us, I'm going. Fatu, you are there for us.
Fatu is here for us. Okay, I saw the direct messages coming in, so don't panic. I'm just going to give you 1 minute, guys, for those of you who asked, and then Fatu is talking us through. We are very excited for this answer.
Fatu, we are all like cheering for
We're
you.
just about to have a little party over here.
Yeah.
How do you determine the rule of a flow diagram? So just while you guys are finishing this off, I'm just going to answer this direct message. Let's just make one quickly. So obviously a very simplified one, okay? But when we're working out the rule of a flow diagram, we work from left to right. So we say, okay, the first thing that's happening to x is I'm saying times 2. So that would be x times 2, which is 2x. And then the second thing that's happening is I'm plussing 3. And my answer is 7. So basically, you're just like writing what is happening to x. Now, if this was written differently, like let's say this was plus 2 and then times 3, because of our rules of operation, if I write x plus 2 times 3, if I write it just like that, then this is what would happen first, because we do multiplication first. But the first thing that happened was when we plus 2. So we need to put that in brackets to make sure that that happens first. That's how you work with flow diagrams. Okay, Fatu, we are all yours. Talk us through what am I going to write?
Ma'am, you're going to write the formula first.
Okay.
SA
So,
is equal to BH
mhm,
plus H
mhm,
bracket A plus B plus C.
beautiful. Okay, next step.
And then 339
Mhm,
is equal to 10 multiplied by 4
good.
plus X,
Mhm,
then bracket 5 plus 10 plus 8.
good. Okay, next step.
I ended there.
No, don't be silly. Let's work through this step by step here. What is 10 times 4?
It's 40, ma'am.
Okay, cool. What is 5 plus 10 plus 8?
23.
Okay, cool. So let's write this in a slightly different way. Let's write this as 339 is equal to 40 plus 23x. How would I solve that equation? Remember, I'm looking for x. That's what I want my end answer to be. So whenever
So,
we're doing an
ma'am,
equation, what do we do first?
Ma'am, you're supposed to.
Trust your gut.
Ma'am, you're supposed to leave the X so they can be alone.
Yes, good. We want to leave our x's on one side and we want to move to our numbers to the other side. That's good. Okay, so you're going to move that 40 over. Okay. So what do I get when I say 339 minus 40? What answer do I get?
299, ma'am.
Okay. How do I get that x to be alone now?
Ma'am, you have to divide it by 23.
Beautiful. Okay. So what's my final answer for x?
13.
There you go. And it's going to be in centimeters
Close.
because it's the length of a line. You got to trust your gut, Fati. You know more than you think you know.
Like equations, yeah.
But I know you know how to do them, but you don't
Yeah.
think you can do them. You have to start
Yeah.
trusting yourself.
Well done, Patu.
Okay.
You're doing
Thank
good.
you.
Just keep going. Nice job.
We celebrate.
Yes. Okay, so whenever we have a weird question like this, just remember your steps, okay? Always write out your formula first. That's always the first thing to do. We always write our formula first, okay? Second thing is we sub in whatever we can sub in that we know. Then we want to try and simplify as much as we can simplify. Then all of this is just solving an equation. You're just solving an equation. So you're solving for x. Okay, so just whenever you're given a question like this, which is a little bit different or a little bit out of the blue, just remember your steps. Write out your formula, sub in, simplify, solve. Okay, take a quick screenshot of this. We're going to do one last question. I'm going to do one of the answers for you just to make it a little bit quicker. And it's going to be like a super quick surface area question, just to like wrap up today's lesson. So just make sure you take a screenshot here. And then we're going to move up quickly. I know we only have like 2 minutes before I have to leave you, so I'm just going to zoom. So for this one, I'm just going to make your life a little bit easier. Just remember that if that's 3, that's also 3. And this side over here is 5 centimeters. Okay. I would like you in record time, because I'm going to give you a whole 1 minute to do this. Literally 60 seconds. I'm going to put on a timer. Okay, you have 60 seconds to work out the surface area of this question. Luckily, you guys, I am very old and very slow, and so I can't find my timer, so you have more than 60 seconds. There we go. Okay, progress. And let's see how we go. You've got 60 seconds. Well, now you've got less than 60 seconds. But
Y'all are doing great though. Let's go.
time is going. You've got 45 seconds left.
Fatu already has an answer. Kutlano also has an answer. Let's go, my babes.
Let's go. You have
do
got 30 seconds left.
Come on, my babes. Getting closer and closer. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's
This is
see
like
who got an answer.
timeline maths. And 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 minute down. Let's go. Let's see who got this right. Surface area, exactly. Pens down. Base times height plus big H. A plus B plus C. BH, okay, that's going to be our 4 and our 3 because they are at 90 degrees to each other. So 3 times 4 plus capital H is 10 in brackets, our 3 sides of our triangle. 3 plus 4, I don't know why I'm writing in times there, plus 5. So we're going to get 12 plus 10 times. And we get an answer of 132 centimeters squared. Those of you who got that in that record time, a big well done. I'm very chuffed. Nice job. Tiana, did you get it right?
No, ma'am.
What happened?
I can't tell what is the base and what is the height when it
Okay,
comes to
remember your base and your height are always going to be the 2 sides of your triangle that are at 90 degrees to each other.
But with this one, but not
Yes.
like all the others I can do.
All
but
of the
this
others.
one-
You've
The
just got
other-
to look in your triangle, and wherever the 90 degree is in your triangle, it's going to be the 2 sides that are involving that 90 degrees.
So you must. So that's the base.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Guys, it has been a joy